Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GeekCaster, everything sci-fi, fantasy, and pop culture commentary. I'm Michael, and we've got in the studio
Dayveonne Bussey, just making fun of Michael.
Carissa Pignatelli.
Hey, I'm the quintessential stud muffin man himself, Mr. Andrew Salmon.
No, Dayveonne's the stud muffin.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
All right, so in this edition, the special edition, every edition is a special edition, right? This is GeekCaster. We're going to talk about some updates and some movie cancellations, some rumors. We're going to talk about the Netflix series Wednesday and also Geek Commercialism. This might be a part one, part two, I don't know, but we'll see where it goes. But let's start out with Wednesday. Wednesday is a character. It's a spin-off series of one of the characters in Addams Family. Addams Family was originally a, like a cartoon, newspaper cartoon.
1960?
Comic, yeah.
TV
it was
show.
on, like in the comics, right? The
Comic
show,
TV show.
cartoon.
TV show, a cartoon.
First comic.
And one of the beloved characters is Wednesday. And it's interesting. This series did better than Stranger Things. Jenny Ortega already got a Golden Globe nominee for this series. So it's doing very, very well. There's definitely so many fans for the Addams Family that they really had to put extra energy to mess this up, and I'm glad they didn't. Did you guys get to see Wednesday?
Full disclaimer, I finished up to episode 5.
Okay.
So the last 3 episodes I have yet to see.
Okay.
So I'm just going to leave it out there. But so far, I love it.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I actually am debating seeing it because I did hear a couple bad reviews, and the one thing is I like Miss Ortega. I remember seeing the previews. I should probably just take the plunge because I don't know how I feel about her being this journalist detective. I feel like she's that, dare I say, chaotic person. She just does what she wants. You know, like now we're putting method to her madness, which I feel like kind of takes away from the character a little bit.
Interesting.
No.
That's a
not
good
at all.
critique. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Dayveonne, did you get a chance to see it?
Yes.
And what are you thinking?
The show was phenomenal.
Why are you acting so robotic all of a sudden? What's going on here?
What are you talking
I
about?
heard before now something like the show is phenomenal. Like,
But if you're going to do a Wednesday, you have to, like, not blink.
I'm not blinking.
I'll
keep
say
her
something.
Blink twice if you're in danger, Dayveonne. All right? Are you being held hostage right now?
Yeah, I think that's interesting, Carissa. You were saying how she became like Inspector Gadget all of a sudden. And they've never really... Well, have they ever displayed any kind of strong traits besides being dark and gloomy with Wednesday?
No.
I don't think it was more dark and gloomy. I feel that...
in the history, in the past, have they ever...
No.
No.
Right?
But this was the unique setup. Like, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to find out and do some investigation regards to your father, into getting deeper into the source of the situation. This was a unique concept, to be honest with you. I really had to give it up to whoever directed this and wrote this, because throughout the different episodes, you was entertained and you was intrigued by the whole episodes, because it was mix of dynamics in a way where you really enjoy the authenticity of the character. Like, it wasn't just stale. It was brilliant to the point where it actually brought this character more depth, like gave this character more depth.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I think that you're always going to get this, and we're going to get it a lot, just because people are taking classic content and doing their take with it. So there's always going to be this push and pull of how creative can they be and add things new versus staying to the source material. To be fair, there's never been that much with Wednesday. There's been something blowing up there, an evil deed there, mayhem. But that's interesting.
But
Excuse me. Sorry.
Gave her more depth.
Made me sneeze.
It wasn't just Wednesday is just this shallow, dark character where she just.
Okay. Anything else that you liked about it?
I liked everything about it. Like, I liked the whole atmosphere. I liked the characters. It was really entertaining. It was way better than Sabrina.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Way better.
I honestly agree because I've never seen her.
I wouldn't mind seeing season 2. Like, this is really good. This is basically something that you're like, yo, if they able to step up their game with this, I can't wait to see how they're going to step it up with season 2.
That's interesting.
I feel that the actresses involved were very solid. You know, what is his name? Luis Gomez playing, and Catherine Zeta-Jones was in it. Christina Ricci.
The older version. Right.
Yeah. Beautiful redhead. She looks good as a redhead. I gotta tell you, she's excellent. And I forgot the name of the actress who plays Lady Brienne in Game of Thrones, who's like the principal. Absolutely well done. I liked everything about it, and as you said about the character direction of Wednesday herself, she just like, you know what? If there ever was like a remake of the X-Files, I think she would make an excellent Scully. I could see her being like the detective of the paranormal in a way, with her mannerisms like that, because she was very upfront, straightforward. She wasn't going to quit until she gets to the root of the case, and I really liked that about her. And I never think that I would be appreciative of a show like this, involving teenagers in school and things like that. I thought I went past that, but I gotta say, this completely grabbed me, and job well done to everyone involved.
You're right.
And I felt that this was kind of like a project of Netflix in itself. I don't know if they knew how big this was going to be, but as you said, Dayveonne, when season 2 comes around, it's going to be a larger budget. There's going to be a larger story involved. This has to be a thing. This is the real Stranger Things.
Shout out to Luis Guzman, Christina Ricci, definitely Jenna Ortega. But I would say Luis Guzman, he comes to life with almost everything that he does. I really wish his character was a little darker. I wish they gave him just a little bit more. It's kind of like they gave him stuff just to push the story along, which I know when you're telling a story, it's kind of the point of every scene, but I just wanted a little, because his character is supposed to be eerily dark, but yet trying to fit into the regular world. And I really wish they gave him a little bit more to shine. So hopefully we could see that in the next series, especially the fact that it comes in question if he murdered. I don't want to give anything away for anyone who didn't watch it, but it would have been nice if you give us a little darkness so we question it more. Well, what did he do? What didn't he do?
True.
Now, with diversity, and I've been watching all these clips online, Jenny Ortega said that this was always a Latin family. And I was trying to do some research on it and going back to like the creator and, Adams is actually the creator's last name that created Adams Family. and it's a Scottish and I think German last name. So researching. I understand what you're saying, Jenna, and I'm glad you got casted. I'm glad they went this route. But no, it was never a Latin family. That's not true, as far as what I've researched. So
she's probably by oh God, how did I just forget his name? The one of the more original movies with the Addams Family with Angela Houston. What was Gomez played by? I forget his name right now. But the actor that played him then, like that was to this day what Gomez is.
Right.
Latin. I think she's definitely going by that. And
she's going
if she
by
does
that.
want to,
Right.
got some.
That was Raul Julia.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, and you can't go by that. That's not the source material. That's great casting, but come on, let's not make stuff up as we go. Okay.
I would agree.
Man. I'm gonna say this: Raul Julia is up there, so you gotta put some respect in his name.
Yeah. Respect Raul Julia. All right.
Sure.
He played in Bison and Street Fighter.
May he rest in peace.
Oh man, may he rest in peace. Yeah, he's a great actor.
Why do all the good ones just leave so quickly, man? Him, Heath Ledger. I mean, come on. These are guys iconic with their roles, and you just wish that they were just around just for a little bit longer.
Well, that's the thing. We all have to leave, sir. That's a part of the process.
No, not necessarily. Well, some is by natural causes, but others, come on, look at Robert Williams.
Right, but the bottom line is, and we'll move on. At some point, we all won't be here. That we know is a fact. It is what it is. And as we bring it back up and we transition on, let's talk about the other topic, which is Batman. Did you know that they canceled?
We're talking about here.
They allegedly canceled the Michael Keaton DC movie, which was supposed to be based on Batman Beyond.
Oh.
And
damn.
I wanted to see that.
Why?
All of us wanted to see that.
I've heard mixed things. One was that it was a scheduling issue, and then I heard something with a license agreement. It was a whole bunch of things I'm hearing right now.
So,
do you have anything definite?
Shoot, you got Terry McGinnis right here, or Jason Todd, depending.
It's been a long time coming that we haven't gotten a live-action Batman Beyond movie. I'm still scratching my head how after all these years, there hasn't been one rendition of it at all. And, this is the first I heard about this, and I feel that this is it's a bit upsetting there because, God, I want to see a futuristic Batman in a different future, going against the criminals at their time, knowing who Terry McGinnis is. That would have been interesting. Imagine
we didn't need the Batman. We didn't need that movie.
You mean Love Batman?
Love Batman.
Love Batman.
Love Batman.
We didn't need it.
It was it was one of those old school mafia style movies.
Yeah.
That need not to happen. The best thing out of that whole movie that I could say was worth seeing was that version of the Penguin. Beautifully played. But
I didn't even know it was Colin Farrell at first.
Did anybody see the...
Nobody knew it was Colin Farrell until they made the announcement.
Yeah. Colin Farrell is the man. Did anybody see Ring of Power? The Rings of Power?
Oh,
never a Lord of Rings type of person, to be honest with you.
Because they just got
I heard
Critics Choice Awards. Nominee, Best Supporting Actor, Ismael Cruz Darkova. In case you do not know.
Well done. Ismael Cruz, huh?
He was great.
Why did he almost looked like Tom Sully.
He's like Zelda He's like a Latin version of
That's-
Zelda. Amazing.
Matter of fact, aren't we supposed to have a darn Zelda?
Allegedly in the works.
Zelda remake.
In the
No, an
works.
actual Zelda TV show
Live
/
action.
film.
Yeah. That's the rumor, but I don't know. I don't know if they even finished the script for it.
Is it going to be serious, or is Link going to be the guy saying, "Well, excuse me"? And then remembers that old reference.
we can look at IMDb and see if something's in the works. Maybe someone could look that up real quick. But that's what's going on with that. So that's like the rumor report. So now the big topic, geek commercialism. This might end in this conversation. It might go a little longer. So I'm thinking about geek commercialism, meaning that at this point, it's a lot of money. Anime's making a lot of money. Superhero movies are making a lot of money. As fans, do you feel that we're somewhat being taken advantage of? And do you have any personal, like, filters to hold yourself back, getting caught up in I got to get hundreds of bobbleheads. I got to get this. I got to get that. I got to get... What's your opinion on that? Geek commercialism.
I'm going to have to put myself in this as the person to vouch.
Mm-hmm.
Do I feel as though we're being taken advantage of?
Mm-hmm.
Of course! Look at this, man! Look at this! Oh my God! This is insanity! Let me stop. In seriousness, yes. Because everything you look at when it comes to media, when it comes to film, they push in the envelope when it comes to comic books, and interpret into live action, into film. It's like nobody utilizes creativity. Nobody utilizes our own story. Nobody utilizes something outside of the box.
Now, again, don't go too far. Commercialism, buying stuff. That's what...
Oh, yeah.
Not the content, but buying stuff.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Buying stuff.
Well, how do you say no? How do you...
Can't. You can't. It's like a drug. It's like...
Okay,
Everybody has
drugs.
we're saying here.
Carissa, you babysit, right?
I do.
Now, are you seeing any of this kind of like starting with the kids? Like, I got to get this toy, I got to get this, I got to get... Are you seeing that? And does it...
Yeah. And no, and I say that because some of my friends that are close with, they flat out told me, like, we're trying not to raise our kids where we have a house full of toys that they're not playing with. So, some of my friends are trying to be, trying to kind of make their kids aware of commercialism. Like, just because something has a symbol of something you like, whether it's a superhero, influencer, whatever, you don't have to have it.
Interesting.
But I am other people that are doing that, if they know their kid likes something, they'll just get whatever has that label on it. And when it comes to commercializing geek culture, something that I realized there is some good, because we talked about this in a different episode. How many times have we seen people getting bullied for liking comics, and then years later, that same bully that was doing all those mean things now is wearing a Captain America shirt?
Or dressing
like
up as Captain America.
Yeah. So I like that it's becoming a little more commonplace and more accepted. I remember when I went to my first Comic-Con, I showed up at Artist Alley, and I was not with somebody. I had just gone with a friend who got me a free pass, and I was over the moon about it. But one of the artists was saying, yeah, back when we first started this, if a girl came out here, it was because she was somebody's girlfriend. It wasn't that she was coming on her own. So it's good to see people branching off to all types of people. That's the good part about things coming mainstream. The bad part is, like how you said, it starts young with kids. They got to get the next T-shirt, the next toy, the next whatever. And before you know it, you got what we have here, when you got a wall full of pops.
Don't get me started with my closet.
I'm gonna have to
What's your experience, Andrew?
It's a little different for mine. Now, keep in mind, I do have some pops. I mean, I do have a couple with me, but I'm more towards like video games than anything else,
Right.
and I'm also more towards tech than anything else. It's like I always want to have the latest and greatest out there. It doesn't matter what it is, and whatever technology that I have, it was like a new camera, a new computer, whatever. I always wanted to see which one, what else is out there. I'm so obsessed with like technology. I look up YouTube videos about which one is better, which one is great, and you know that's why I lean towards. But it's like I feel that it's funny. Back in the day when people said, "Oh, I love collecting comic books and all that stuff," people just laugh at you and tell you that you're a geek or whatever the case may be. Now, not only is widely accepted, it seems that the more you see, the majority of people who are making the big bucks right now used to be geeks and still are. And it is not a bad thing anymore. I feel that it's healthy that everybody has a wonderful hobby that makes them happy and that makes them smile. And if you want to pass it down to your kids, so be it. I mean, all of us grew up wanting to be like a superhero or looking up to a superhero because they just admire something about them, something that they can inspire us. And I'm loving the fact that in this day and age that you even have grown adults 40, 50 years old just talking about, yo, I love Iron Man, or I love Captain America, or something that just drives them. It was never like that 20, 30 years ago. So it's becoming more inclusive and more accepting, and that is never a bad thing at all. So,
well, for me, when I go to a con, if I could, especially if I go several days, if I can go and not spend any money, I give myself an award. I'll go to get noodles with Dayveonne after, because I'm like, yes, I earned it. I didn't spend any money on any crap. Because, Carissa, you said something very interesting. You said that you do have to kind of train yourself to, or like they said, the kids, like, just because you like it doesn't mean you have to have it. Or like somewhere in our brain, it's like, well, I control it, I own it because I have a T-shirt with this and that. And so it's like a balance between what you're saying and what you're saying, Andrew, where like, okay, cool. Well, award yourself. If this is going to give you immediate gratification, maybe there's times to do that, Andrew. But then at the other side, you don't want to, I mean, there's a lot of other things you could do with that.
I would like to add on this, is that before these Hollywood executives and blah, 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 they used to tell stories about these heroes. Now I feel like everything is a damn cash grab, right? There is no originality anymore. No one is telling the story. It's like with Thor or whatever the case may be. It's like, okay, here's Thor. You'll just say a few catch lines, blah, blah, blah. And they'll just eat it up because it's a Marvel movie.
And
we don't have to go deep into the story.
The toys.
You know.
I mean, well, that's interesting you say that. So do we... Oh, you didn't tell a story that time. I'm not going to buy that shirt. I'm not going to get that toy. I'm not going to get that. So if the commercialism, if the, buying the things dips every time a bad story is told, guess what? The stories will get better. But at this point, Hollywood's like, well, does it matter if the movie sucks? If we make all this money on merch, we still win.
That's a Disney aspect. That's a damn Disney mindset.
That's any studio.
Now, I will say this. The reason why you see all these Funko Pops is because of childhood, because I was brought up. Not because of the fandom that's now, because of the fandom in the past. So some of it could be current, but majority of it is because of the past. Like Axel Foley. I grew up watching Beverly Hills Cop. Sour Patch Kids. Those are my favorite things to eat when I was a child. when I was, had a sugar rush and was overweight. But Tupac Shakur, 90s rapper. Notorious B.I.G., 90s rapper. These are the stuff that basically reminds me of the days when I was a child. Watching MTV when I wasn't supposed to watch MTV. Eating junk food when I wasn't supposed to eat junk food.
So
isn't it funny when we're young, we can't wait to grow up, and as soon as we grow up, we want to do stuff that makes us feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Batman the animated series.
So
90.
Where we at? Okay, we got a little bit of time. So if someone was to say, "Well, that's good. Now it's time to grow up," what's your response? Because you're spending $1 million on crap. Versus.
But then again, here's the other factor to it. This stuff that you see behind me, and this stuff that you ain't going to see, they're going to be value. It's going to worth. If you take care of it, it's going to worth a lot of money.
There's going to be one person out there.
This stuff I have autographed where you're like, impossible to get autographed.
But you know, it's interesting. There was a huge push towards comic books and baseball cards, and people spent a lot of money because they started realizing that maybe a generation back or 2 generations back, people that actually kept that stuff, now they had millions. It's relative because it's possible that floor might fall through, and now that's not worth anything because it's all perception. If people tomorrow say bobbleheads are nothing, you just,
But then I kind of disagree because
it's happened.
No, it happened before, but guess what? It's coming back. Just like video game.
Well, just to say, for sake of argument, if tomorrow they say bobbleheads are worthless, would you still admire those things, and you still?
Because it's an image of my childhood.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a part of me of what I experienced as a kid.
Cool. All right.
Now
we gotta go. So, any one quick statements of anything we spoke about tonight that you guys want to say before we're out of here? We have 2 minutes. Let's go.
Look, I know you got a wall full of all these Funko Pops, but as far as I'm concerned, you could be spending your money on worse things. And if it's something that makes you happy and enriches your life a little bit, why not? And I've noticed, yes, people, they're adults, they got their professional life, but they got that part of themselves where they can be a kid. I think it's balance. So.
You can be an adult and a kid at the same time. Right?
Exactly.
As long as you're being a professional, you're providing for your family and all that stuff. Dude, have your video games, have your Funko. Doesn't matter, enjoy yourself. You only have one life to live. Don't let society tell you what you should do or what you should not do. You're your own individual. You do what you like because you love it. That's it.
Cool. And I would like to split between the two to say that right there and right down there, stop buying a whole bunch of crap. But at the same time, whatever makes you feel good. Somewhere in the middle, I think we got it good. Thank you, everybody, for watching GeekCaster. Everything sci-fi, fantasy, and pop culture commentary. Everybody, really quick, what is your social media?
Dayveonne Bussey on all the things, and Shimon Wills on Twitch and Twitter.
Carissa Pignatelli, my Instagram, and many of my other socials are CAP loves you.
I got 2 new YouTubes. Andrew Talks Blog. Yeah, Andrew Talks Blog on YouTube, as well as Bainbridge Omega on YouTube. That's where I do all my wrestling reviews. So
cool. Michael on IG. You're watching GeekCaster. Go to GeekCaster.com. If you're watching us on cable, thank you very much. If you're watching on IG, thank you very much. If you're watching on YouTube, either way, follow, share, do all of the things. You're watching GeekCaster.